Uber and Lyft agree to pay combined $328 million for withholding money from drivers. And basically, they 290 million, Lyft 38 million, the New York Attorney General. The money will be distributed to cheated drivers who will get back pay along with mandatory paid sick and other benefits, the historic agreements, etc. To get into the nitty-gritty of it, basically on these apps, Uber and Lyft were docking there were taxes and fees that were being taken out of the driver's pay rather than either Uber and Lyft should be paying it or the passengers should be paying it. Both of those things are legal, but stealing them from the drivers is not legal, not an option. And it's a big win, for these drivers and against these companies. I will say that this is the norm. This is how companies behave in a capitalist system: is they will steal all that they can steal, and occasionally they're told to give back a little bit of it.
What was that? It was like several years ago where somebody had done the math and basically said, like, if you drive for Lyft or Uber, you're actually losing money as opposed to making money.
That was, I love that study. It was an MIT study, and it found that a large percentage of Uber drivers and Lyft drivers are actually losing money when you account for the damage long-term done to their car.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take the cost of the car
and gas and stuff too,
they have to pay for gas, all that stuff. But yeah, when you account for all those things, a certain percentage, it might have been like 15% or something, are actually losing money as they drive. But then there's like 60% who are making sub minimum wage. I mean, they're making, if you account for the damage to the car and everything, they're making like $5 an hour. And they think that they're making far more than that. And, there may be some Lyft drivers watching this right now who say, I make good money. There are a few that do it in a certain way that make money or are really good at chatting with people and getting big tips, whatever. But the point is, the vast majority of these people have been gamed by these big tech companies. And that is going on in multiple sectors. I think it's done to Amazon workers in some regards. It's done to so many workers where they basically are tricked into working more than they think. Another thing that's done via these apps is they'll tell the driver, and I've never used one, so I don't know the details of it, but they'll tell the driver, if you do 5 more rides today, then that 5th ride will pay out more or whatever. So the guy's like, well, I just got to get through these 5 rides. And of course, Lyft has some kind of algorithm to find out they're not actually paying the guy a lot of money, like, ever.
Yeah. And this, I mean, I think we mentioned this before, like this idea of using your own gear or what have you is becoming far more widespread. Like,
Amazon deliveries now.
Right. Like we saw a guy in our own neighborhood, like pull up in a car and then deliver a package. And I was like, what was that?
Out of his car. Yeah.
Like, did his truck break down, or they're legit just using their own cars now?
There's no truck. Yeah. So we're not going to give you a truck. We're not going to give you gas. We're just going to tell you to go deliver this. And
here's a vest that says Amazon on it. And you can scribble "help me" on it with a Sharpie if you can afford it.
And if they send you to rough neighborhoods, they're not giving you a bulletproof vest either. Just a vest. Just straight up vest.
Always wondered about bulletproof vests. It's like somebody could still shoot you in the head.
No, they grow.
It's like the Israel's Iron Dome.
Yeah. But part of the reason I wanted to highlight this story is because a lot of people may, and that was mainstream media, ABC or something. A lot of people may cover that story. A lot of people may even cover it in a positive light and say, look, this is good. Workers they got to win. And I'm not denying that angle of it, but you've always got to dig down deeper. And very few, if any, of the people that will cover this story, at least, online and in YouTube shows and stuff, will say that, well, this is the system. Capitalist system is designed on how can we most exploit the worker, and there's a gravity towards full exploitation, as extreme as it can get. People pissing in diapers while they drive these packages around, literally goes on. It's as extreme as you can get, and every once in a while, sure, there might be a little regulation that gives a little reward back to the workers here or there. But that is the exception that proves the rule. That does not mean this is a functioning system. That does not mean this is a system that doesn't exploit people till they goddamn collapse.
Mm-hmm.